Hello my darlings and welcome back, and if you're new here, hello, I'm Paulina. We're gonna talk about perfumes today, and perfumes with a particular note, and that's cherry, because you guys overwhelmingly voted for this video in the comment section. You want Arabian brands cherry fragrances, so that's what we're doing today. I hope you enjoy it. I'm a little bit sick, that's why I probably look like a ferret. There's nothing we can do about it. One thing we can do about this background is to try it out, because I've been doing a big change in my office. This curtain, I don't like it, especially on camera. I have a new one already, which is very light beige, and it's gonna be perfect. We're gonna get rid of it in a second. I wanted to do it today, but honestly, I was feeling too sick to, do it all, because I would never put a curtain on a not freshly clean window. Are you OCD like that as well? I am. So let's get into the cherries. These are specifically Arabian brands, as you wanted, and these are my top, I think 12, but let's call it a top 10 cherry fragrances with some honorable mentions. So in general, we have 12 fragrances. And I'm not gonna lie, I did purchase some of these just for this video, just for you. And yeah, I wanted to try it, to try them, but yeah, the commitment, guys, the commitment. All right, we have a couple of very summer appropriate cherries, but we also have some darker ones that are perfect all year round or even exclusive for colder months. Actually, let's start with one that's to me kind of all year round, and it's absolutely stunning. When I first smell it, it didn't sit enough yet. It was a brand new bottle from a brand new batch when I received it from the brand. So yeah, I let it sit for a bit, and after 2 to 3 weeks it turned out to be absolutely amazing. This is basically like you mixed Latafa Camera and Lost Cherry, or maybe rather Angel Share and Lost Cherry. So in here we have Sweet Heaven Cherry, and this is a new release. Sweet Heaven has been on the market for a long time, the original. Then we had the Extreme, which also had some cherry liquor inside, but this is a true cherry-based fragrance. It's very cherry, so I'm recommending this one in this video. I even have a beautiful little travel size, which you can purchase. It's not like a PR thing, no. You can purchase this small one. I will link it down below. So yeah, this I love. A first one I had was this one, and I loved it so much that I asked a shop I work with to send me a big one because it's amazing. So this one, as I said, it's just like you mixed Lost Cherry with Angel Share pretty much. It's definitely feminine leaning. Yes. See, like sometimes I smell more of a Latafa Camera vibe, sometimes I smell more of a Lost Cherry with Angel Share vibe. But you get the gist, right? It's like a vanillic, ambery, woody base with beautiful cherry. In here we have cherry, mandarin and Havana, myrrh, sandalwood, tonka vanilla and musk. So it's not like an ultra complex fragrance, but it smells very complex. I have to say, it smells extremely complex. And of course, as you might expect, many people compare it to Latafa Camera, Lost Cherry and Angel Share. This is a great one if you love both fragrances. You know, for me, these two fragrances are perfect to be mixed with each other. So it only made sense that they created a fragrance that is pretty much best out of the both. If you hear children screaming like they have no brains, I hear it too, and it's very distracting. I'm super sorry. I hope my microphones clear it for you, but for me, they're literally like right by my window, because we have like a story time. We have like a very small modern apartment complex, which only have a couple of apartments on each floor, and there are 3 floors. So the ground floor have gardens. They have gardens, okay? I'm on the 1st floor and I have like a big terrace. And the people who have gardens, 99% of them have children and their friends, or rather, from what I hear, enemies. And they're just terrible. Guys, they are just terrible. So, you know, I don't want to make enemies in here and yell at them, but I would love to. But I'm gonna keep it to myself and hopefully get through this video, because they've been yelling like that all day and I'm done waiting to record this. So anyways, sorry, I had to vent. I had to vent because it's like every day, every single day. They are right by my terrace and around the building, which has my office window in. My patience is very low in general, you know, so I'm very bad at understanding such things. So let's get into perfumes, shall we? This one is a perfect one. I love it so, so much. So Sweet Heaven Cherry, amazing if you're looking for something very sexy. I think I even put it in my super sexy fragrances from Arabian brands, which part 2 is coming to you, don't worry. I love it so much, and it's very long lasting. For me, I have no issues whatsoever. All right, the next fragrance I do not have a bottle of. I have a big fat decant. And normally I don't ever, just so you know, I don't ever make full-on reviews of fragrances that I only have 1 milliliter sample of. For me, you're not able to test the fragrance, especially not the longevity. In my personal opinion, you know, I'm not a chemist, but with a common sense, I feel like the longevity, molecules, everything evaporates from a small sample way quicker, and it disrupts the molecules when you pour it into something else. I don't think it gives the fragrance justice, all right? And also I like to shower myself to really truly see if this fragrance projects and lasts. With that being said, I have some 5 milliliter samples, which is good enough, some 10 milliliter samples, which is also good enough, and that's how I test before I buy or before I tell you my thoughts. Cut the story short, Paulina. I don't know why I'm so chatty today. Latafa Maillard Cherry Intense. You guys asked me for a review of this for a long, long time, and I've worn it a lot. It's been sitting in my stash for at least 2 weeks now. And I have to say, it's a very, very summer take for a cherry fragrance, because you don't have a cherry per se here. The main notes are strawberry and cherry jam. And that's what makes it very much airy and flirtatious, very much daytime perfect. So this has, apart from strawberry and cherry jam, it has some bergamot, cacao, vanilla, amber, and patchouli. And people compare it to Sweet from Lolita Lempicka, as well as Black Opium over Red, which honestly I don't agree that much with, because in the dry down, that Black Opium is Black Opium. It has that DNA of Black Opium, whereas this one, when I have it on my skin, I don't really get anything Black Opium related. For me, it's more of a chocolatey, strawberry, jammy fragrance. I like it. It's very nice. The longevity is not as good as with this one, for example. I would say that with Maillard, and I did shower myself with it, with Maillard, you get around 6-hour mark. It's still a very nice cherry, especially if you love that gourmandy aspect of cacao, but for summertime, okay? You do get that nice cacao, a little bit of powderiness from it, but it's still very, very summer appropriate. So for summer, this is a great one. Just keep in mind, it's not mind-blowingly long lasting, but it's a good scent, and I really appreciate the fact that it's not really a dupe of anything. I love that. I think that whole Maillard range, apart from the original Maillard, the rosy one, which is kind of like Angel Nova, right? The other ones are not dupes of anything, and I really, really love that. When it comes to Lattafa in general, they have quite a bit of other supposedly very nice cherry fragrances. I don't have them though, because you know it would be impossible to get every single cherry fragrance from the Arabian or designer or niche market. Is just impossible, especially that cherry used to be so popular until now pretty much. So yeah, that's what I got. But this one is very good, just not as super long lasting as I would love it to be. But I still recommend it. It's good. All right, next one has great longevity, and this one I have to say I really, really love it. It is from Paris Corner, and it's Ophidian Black Cherry. And this is kind of a dupe of Kayali Burning Cherry. But this one is way more milkshakey sweet and less smoky. For sure. Less smoky, pretty much just as woody, I would say, maybe slightly less woody. And it's beautifully sweet. And the cherry here is absolutely stunning. I really, really love it. I really, really love it. I don't know why, but on Fragrantica, it doesn't list cherry as a note, which is super weird. I think they made a mistake because it's pretty much impossible because you clearly smell the cherry. So let's say we have the cherry, raspberry bergamot, we have some praline, we have some damask rose, heliotrope, and jasmine, and then we have gaiac wood, palo santo, ambretolide, tonka bean, patchouli, vetiver, and pear. This is a beautiful, beautiful take on a cherry. I absolutely love it. It has that nice darker base, but it's not too dark. It's also not too cloying. I think it's a great all year round scent, and it's my absolute favorite from this line. It's stunning. I love it. You get that raw, slightly earthy hint of patchouli and palo santo. You get a bit of gaiac wood, but overall everything is mixed so nicely with the sweetness of praline and that slight sour touch, but still sweet, of raspberry, and you get a little bit of rose and of course a lot of cherry. So this one I really, really love. It has great longevity in my opinion. It lasts me all day. I really cannot complain about performance. The price is great. So yeah, this one I really, really, really adore. This is Black Cherry Ophidian line from Paris Corner. Okie dokie. We have so much more to go through. Now I'm gonna give you a very raw, I would say almost running greenish cherry. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it is from Khadlaj. It's the new fragrance from them. It's Nuha Cherry Blush, and it is a boozy cherry. It has some rum, red wine. Again, it has raspberry, just like Ophidian. It has some jasmine, rose, cedar, and orris. And in the base, you've got tonka, vanilla, sandalwood, vetiver, labdanum, and musk, and of course a lot of cherry. And I have to say, when I received it, when I saw it coming, they released it and I was like, okay, another cherry. Wasn't too eager to smell it, but of course I got it and I'm very, very grateful. I have to say, it is stunning. It is stunning. It smells very natural. I get like, hints of powderiness from Oris for sure. I get this gorgeous cherry, almost leaning almondy, marzipan-y. The rum and the red wine give you that gorgeous summertime evening booze. It's like you're sitting in a garden and sipping very, very delicious, very sweet, fruit-infused summer wine. But not only that, that garden is full of cherry trees. You know, I smell something slightly like woody green, kind of like I was sitting around the cherry trees. And a beautiful jasmine rose powderiness. It's extremely feminine again, in my opinion. Nothing very masculine running through this fragrance. It's definitely dedicated for women. Many people compare it to, again, Kaheela, but also Boho Boko red wine brown sugar, which I absolutely do not agree with. Red wine brown sugar, it's a very dark, savory wine fragrance. It has nothing to do with Nuha. Absolutely nothing. People also compare it to Bloody Wood from Les Liquides Imaginaires, and that I might agree with a little bit more, but in my opinion, that fragrance has more of that thick wine effect. It's too winey for me. It kind of, I don't want to be rude, but it kind of smells like you spilled wine on yourself, red wine. And I really don't like that effect in fragrances because it happened to me too many times in my younger years, okay? So Cherry Blush is a perfectly balanced boozy wine fragrance. You don't get too much of it. It doesn't smell like you spilled a bottle of wine on yourself. Absolutely not. You get a very, very effervescent, sweet cherry with some nice boozy, sweet, woody undertones. I love that. The longevity is not bad at all. I get around 7 to 8 hours with moderate projection, so I'm happy about it. I cannot complain. So that is Nuha Cherry Blush. The next one that I have is phenomenal, and I have to say it probably is one of the closest dupes to Tom Ford Lost Cherry that I have found, that has performance, longevity, and it doesn't smell fake or artificial. It's just, for me, 10 out of 10. And it is Afnan Cherry Bouquet. I love this fragrance. It has black cherry, sour cherry, cherry liquor, and almond. So it's like thick on cherries. Raspberry, plum, damask rose, and jasmine zambac. And then we have vanilla, patchouli, vetiver, and cloves. So it's not, you know, the note structure is not exactly the same as in Lost Cherry, which is more focused on Peru balm, but nevertheless, it's extremely similar, almost one-to-one, and this one does last, unlike the original, which costs a lot and doesn't perform at all. So this one is just amazing. Oh yes, you definitely get that exact Lost Cherry booze that we all fell in love with, that almond and liquor and cherries. This is it. That's what it is in here. And then you get that gorgeous vanilla deep dry down. Also quite balmy. Even though the balmy notes are not listed in this fragrance, I still get like a nice balsamic. Maybe there's some benzoin with tolu balms. There's something to it, for sure. Yeah, this is a super duper close dupe to Lost Cherry, and I get beautiful around 9 hour mark in here with moderate to moderate plus projection. This is one of the best performing straight up cherry fragrance that I have in my collection. So yeah, it's a perfect Lost Cherry dupe. Doesn't go too gourmand, doesn't go too fresh. It's just like Lost Cherry, the original. So I highly, highly recommend this one. The other one that is another Perfect dupe for Lost Cherry. However, I have to say I'm still a little bit unsure about its, let me just clean it because it got a bit dusty, because it's a new fragrance and it's been sitting outside of the shelves because I wanted to show it to you. This is like a perfect dupe, but I'm not sure about the longevity, because sometimes it lasts well, sometimes it's a lost cherry. It's gone, lost. It is Lush Cherry from Fragrance World, and as you can see, my bottle is already different. They had different bottles, but it's the same thing. I think they got caught, I think, for the bottle appearance, you know, so they had to change it. Just saying, just, you know, my little lawyer spy eye. That's what I think happened. But anyways, the fragrance is really good. It again smells just like Lost Cherry, exactly like it. The notes are exactly the same like in Lost Cherry. Everything is listed here. So pretty much you have all the notes that list Cherry Bouquet. Plus, in the dry down, vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin, pear balm, sandalwood, cinnamon, cedar, patchouli, vetiver, cloves. So that's the exact dry down of the original Lost Cherry, and that's what we have in here. But I think that the same dry down is in Afnan as well, even though it's not listed. It's also very balmy, probably even more balmy, resinous than this one. They're both stunning, like 10 out of 10. However, for longevity, this one I'm more sure about. You know, if I had to recommend you, this one I bought specifically for the video, by the way. I'm gonna use it up, don't worry. I love it, don't worry. But with this one, I'm absolutely sure about the performance. Like it's great every time. With Fragrance World version, sometimes I get good performance where I smell myself almost all day, like around 6 to 7 hour mark. Sometimes I feel like it's gone within 30 minutes. So I don't know. It's still a new one. I would let it sit. But the one for now that I have to recommend over is this one, is the Afnan. This is still amazing, smells amazing. But because of performance, I would recommend Afnan over this. It might change, guys. It might change. But for now, the stamp of approval goes to this. However, I still think it's an amazing fragrance. There are so many Lost Cherry dupes out there. And for some reason, I gravitated towards this one. I reached for this one. I picked it up. I could have chosen Maison Alhambra. I could have chosen any other variation of Lost Cherry, you know, electric cherry, smoky cherry, whatever. But I kind of intuitively went with this. Probably it's still the best one out of them all. I don't know, but it does have to sit a bit, okay? All right, so we are done with a very Lost Cherry-like cherries, okay? I think from what I have and from what I've tested, that's all. I have another beautiful cherry for summertime. For me, it's kind of like a summery version of Duquesa from Gritti, all right? And that is another Afnan. No, I'm not sponsored by them. It's Supremacy Tapis Rouge. And it's beautiful. It is black cherry, lychee, and peach. So from the get-go, you're getting way more of a fruity, zesty, summery, tropical vibe. Then you get plum, rose, jasmine, and mahonia. And in the base, you have vetiver, cloves, and peony. And what peony will do is it will make the base a more aquatic, airy, feminine floral. And it's stunning. It goes into a completely different direction, you know, comparing to these Lost Cherry dupes. It has nothing to do with it, even though, of course, people compare it to Lost Cherry. But Why am I not surprised? You know, with this one, you just get so much more than just cherry. You get a beautiful floral fruity fragrance with a woody base. For me, it's stunning. You definitely get some plum and peach and lychee, so if you are a fan of those notes, then you're gonna absolutely love it, and it's also very long lasting. So I highly recommend it. Surprisingly, people also compare it to Valaya and Fleur Narcotique, which I kind of do agree with, you know? Maybe not Valaya, but a little bit like you mixed Fleur Narcotique with cherries. It's kind of a mix between Duchessa from Gritti and Fleur Narcotique because of that peony and lychee and vetiver. So it totally makes sense. They pretty much made a cherry-based Fleur Narcotique. So if you like a sound of that, then you will love this. And again, it makes sense. It only makes sense that it's so summer appropriate because, you know, in general, Fleur Narcotique for me, it's like the ultimate perfect spring summer scent. So that's Supremacy Tapiz Rouge. The longevity is really phenomenal on this one. So don't sleep on that. Next, we are moving on to something that's, sorry, my nose is itchy. I'm telling you, I'm a bit sick. We're moving on to something way deeper. I have a couple of scents that are definitely more cold weather appropriate, a bit more cold weather appropriate. And the first one is Arise l'Absolu Eau de Parfum from ARABIAN. I love this fragrance. To the point that I love this one more than the original that it's inspired by. And this is actually an inspiration from BDK Velvet Tonka. And you know, with Velvet Tonka, just like with this one, you do not have any cherries listed, but because of the combination that's inside of this juice, it kind of gives you a very much a tonka cherry effect, like an almondy tonka cherry fragrance with a little bit of rose water, with a little bit of orange blossomy vibe, and almond, of course. It is stunning. It is really stunning. I would say this one is for sure more all year round appropriate than the original Velvet Tonka, which is super ultra cloying, and I personally don't really wear it much because I have to be in a very particular mood to pull this off. This one, for me, even though it's just as long lasting and just as projecting, I get good 8 to 9 hours from this. This is way more wearable for me. You have more like effervescent notes in here as well. You have some mandarin, you have some orange. So it's a little bit toned down on that heavy powderiness that almond tonka offers. And of course, Velvet Tonka is very powdery. So yeah, I love this. It's, for me, 10 out of 10. This is the best inspiration slash dupe of Velvet Tonka. I do have Swiss Arabian one, and I much prefer this because for me, Swiss Arabian is even more powdery than the original. And I kind of don't love it. I prefer this. It's more fruity. You still get the same gist of a fragrance, like this almondy, cherry, vanilla tonka vibe. But you have some nice, more juicy notes in here, you know, that cut through that powderiness, and I love it. So that is Arise l'Absolu. I know it doesn't have particularly a cherry listed, but again, it does give you a cherry vibe for sure. Just way more vanilla, almondy, powdery. All right, so that's Arise. Then another heavier one, and actually my boyfriend is a huge fan of it, and I am too. This is from Paris Corner, Emir line, and this is Cherry Cola. And Cherry Cola is inspired by Mancera Tonka Cola, but I must admit this one is nicer because it's very cherry. So this honestly smells 100% like a cherry cola. And I used to love cherry cola when I used to drink Coca-Cola. it smells amazing, like amazing. So in here you have black cherry, cinnamon, Sicilian lemon and nutmeg, Coca-Cola, patchouli and orange blossom, and then in the base you've got tonka, vanilla, benzoin and labdanum. So it's like a perfect fragrance. I would say it is all year round. It's just a little bit heavier, you know. Maybe not for the highest heat of the summer, but you can still pull it off in hotter weather too. It smells, actually at some points of the wear, it smells quite refreshing because it smells, not in the dry down, but for the first 2 hours maybe, it smells like a freshly poured cherry cola into a glass with lemons. So it's a perfect, you know, sweet, refreshing drink. However, it does get heavy as it's drying down. So it does get more ambery, more tonka heavy, more vanilla heavy. I love it though. It's very long lasting. It's amazing on men and women. So I think no matter who you are, you will love it if you love cherry cola. So that's Emir. And I think I have 2 more. Yeah. And these are truly exquisite. I have 3 more, sorry. So this one is Rose Iris Cherry fragrance and it's done beautifully. This is Fragrance World Queen of Hearts. And this is a clone inspiration of a fragrance that's, I think, discontinued at this point, which is La Petite Robe Noire Rose, Rose, Rose. And it wasn't even available in many countries. It was, I think, only exclusive to some parts of the US and some parts of Europe. So in general, it's definitely needed on the market to have something like this from Fragrance World because we don't have it's almost impossible to get the original at this point. So this is a cherry, berry, almond, rose, iris fragrance. And that's what it is. It's beautiful. You have cherries, wild berries, almond, bergamot, 5 types of roses. So rose, 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 tonka bean, anise, vanilla, and iris. And this one, I have to say, definitely does have the original La Petite Robe Noire vibe, but it's the rose, rose, rose version. But you definitely do smell La Petite Robe Noire here. And it's quite dense, it's quite thick, it's a little bit powdery from the iris, and you surely get the iris. You get the tonka, you get that original La Petite Robe Noire vibe for sure, but on top of that, you get beautiful cherries and berries. So I really, really love it. It's super feminine. It is quite thick, but still good for summer. Very long lasting. I get normal day wear of it with moderate projection, so I highly recommend it. If you want something more rosy, floral, then this is gonna be your best friend. If you are a fan of Guerlain line, look no further. This costs pennies and it's amazing. So that is Queen of Hearts. And last 2 fragrances, one is super girly sweet, the other one is deep dark and probably my favorite out of them all. So the first one is a little mirror and it's from Naseem. It doesn't contain alcohol, it's an alcohol-free formula and it is called Asmira. And Asmira has cherry, bergamot, saffron, tuberose, white florals and amber. Then you have some cashmere, milk, vanilla, and musk. And I have to say, it slightly it's reminding me of Sirène from Fragrance the a little bit, just a little bit. Other than that, it smells like a cherry milkshake, like a proper cherry milkshake. That's what it is. Nothing less, nothing more. But it gives me a slight vibe of Sirène for sure. It's a lovely fragrance. I really, really love it. It just doesn't have that particular smoky, thick, incensey depth that Sirène has. Just imagine Sirène being stripped out of all of that and made into a very girly fragrance. That's Asmira. I would say it's like a daughter of Sirène. Sirène is grown up, super sexy, sensual, dark, mysterious, deep. This is just a young daughter or sister, okay? She's still very innocent and young and flirty and and a little bit juvenile, but not in a bad way. Love that. You know, if you are allergic to alcohol or you want to use it for the beach, this is actually a perfect fragrance to have in your collection, because it is gonna do the job for you. You can spray it even on your face if you really want to. Maybe don't do that, but it doesn't have alcohol, so you potentially would not be harmed doing it. Okay, last fragrance is, oh my goodness, guys, I think this is gonna be my number one. I'll try to rate them for you, like out of 10 in a second, all of them. But this one is my absolute baby, because it is a dupe of something that I really, really love. And it is a dupe of Invite Only Amber 23 from Kayali, and this comes from Paris Corner. It's Kaheela Luxe. And this is exactly like Kayali, and even though that Kayali fragrance is very long lasting and projecting, this one is even more beast mode. And this one has tobacco, sour cherry, honey, chocolate, hazelnut, Ceylon cinnamon, May rose, damask rose, citrus leaf, and in the base you have amber, agar wood, vanilla, benzoin, sandalwood, patchouli, musk, and cyprior oil. So basically it's a very ambery, woody, vanillic fragrance with a lot of cinnamon, and it's also nutty, chocolatey, a little bit tobacco-y, smoky, and cherry. It's a very complex one. It's done beautifully. This is my true love. I know not everybody loves Invite Only to begin with, but for me, it's like my favorite Kayali. By the way, do you want me to do my top 10 Kayali fragrances? I can do it for you if you want, just let me know. But for me, Invite Only is probably my top favorite Kayali scent. I mix it a lot with Vanilla 28, and that's what I do to this one as well. I mix it with Vanilla 28 or honestly any other fragrance that I have in here, especially this one from Afnan. These two, this is just gonna amp up that cherry that's in Kaheela as well, and you really get a very, very sexy heaven on your skin. So that is that. Quickly, just to sum up, this is my 10 out of 10, but definitely for fall and winter, because it's definitely on the heavier side, Kaheela Luxe. Then from those strict Lost Cherry dupes, I would say Cherry Bouquet from Afnan, 10 out of 10, and Lush Cherry from Fragrance World, I would say it's 7.5 out of 10, just because I'm a bit hesitant with the longevity that it gives. Then Queen of Hearts, a 10 out of 10, because you will get no better dupe of La Petite Moi, especially that edition. Cherry Cola, big 10 out of 10, it's amazing. Aris Absolute, another 10 out of 10, guys. I love it so much. Supremacy Tapis Rouge, I think it's an amazing take on Fleur Narcotique kind of DNA mixed with cherries. So 10 out of 10, especially for the idea and the performance. Then we have Ophidian, another 10 out of 10. Nuha, I would say it's a 9. I love it, but you know, it's not like I'm head over heels just like I am with Afnan, let's say. So I will give it, it's still amazing, but I will give it like a 9 out of 10. And then we have this 10 out of 10. This is Angel Share mixed with Lost Cherry. Mayar from Latafa, 7 out of 10. And then we have Asmira, which is a little bit similar to Sirène from Fragrance du Bois without the smoky depth. So you only get that beautiful lactonic cherry milkshake. I will give it 8.5 out of 10 because I don't really love the bottle. All right, guys, that is it for my cherry picks. Please let me know which, because I'm sure I've missed some. There are too many on the market for me to have. If you have any other Arabian cherry favorite, then let me know in the comments. And thank you for watching, and see you in my next one. Bye, guys.